Today I'm going to show you how to achieve this rose gold hair look, which is a top trend for 2015, don't you know? And this is a super cool look. It's really summery, really pastel-y. It's a bit of a different take on my usual pink, slightly more peachy toned, which is actually strangely where I came from when I first started going pink. I had very peach hair back then, although this is more of a pinky peach vibe and a rose gold look. So here's how you achieve this look, guys, and I will insert a clip here of what I looked like before and probably me rambling quite a bit. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and here's how to get your rose gold look. So as you can see, I had some major rootage going on. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have noticed that I actually had my dark roots put in because they were growing out from where I'd bleached it. So I bleached it from the roots and had pink, and then as it was growing out I was getting a really straight banding of roots, which just looked ridiculous. The last time I had my hairdresser come over and he actually painted some of the dark further down, so it just sort of broke it up a bit. What I wanted to try and avoid was that banding of roots, and then obviously it goes a bit ginger when I dye it with bleach and you just get a bit of a staggered colour all the way down. The idea was I was going to break it up. So what I've done this morning, you can see it's very yellow. I've painted on some kind of real rough highlights through my hair. I've literally just got some bleach and just painted some strips to break up that dark, a few highlights going through. And as you can see, that is very yellow from there. And then we've got this strange pink bit here that keeps coming in. It's gone very blue and green. I don't know if the green really translates. And it's also very grey on the ends. Now, after much deliberation about what I'm going to do with my hair, I've been having a bit of a hair crisis for the last few months and I just don't know what to do. I do still want to be a pinky colour of some sort. I was just a bit bored of being pink and kept going purple and then it kept going blue. So what I've tried to do over the last few weeks is resist dyeing it for as long as I can, so that it faded out to as blonde as I could get it. And although there's still some kind of strips of pink from where I had it darker at the top and lighter at the bottom, I think that'll take a little while longer to fade out. But I think this is about as light as I'm going to get it. So after much deliberating about what I want to do, today I'm going to try and get a rose gold pinky peach colour to my hair. Now I'm quite aware that because my hair has got very ashy tones to it, to try and put a pinky peach on top, hopefully it'll counteract it. But basically your hair follicle, bit of science for you, hopefully all the hairdressers out there aren't going to be shouting at me because I've got this wrong, but basically each hair follicle can only contain so much pigment, and where this has already obviously got some green, the colour that I put on today isn't going to replace that, it's just going to add to it. So there may be, say, a few dots of pigment of this green colour. Don't know where the greens come from, by the way. There's obviously something in some of the colours that I've been using where it's fading to this colour. What I'm hoping is that it'll go mostly peach all over where it's quite a light colour, and hopefully it doesn't go a horrible browny colour, because I think pink and green make brown. We don't want that. What I want to do is put a full peachy pink on to try and get a real nice rose gold pinky peachy effect on my hair from what it is now. So wish me luck, and I'll see you on the other side. Here's how I'm going to mix up the colours. applied it everywhere. I split my head into 4 sections, started from the top and worked my way down. I did, after doing the front 2 quadrants, that's a good word. After doing the front 2 quadrants, I did actually run out of the mixture that you saw earlier. So what I've done, I had some flame directions left over. I've got various different dyes and stuff knocking around the house. So I had some flame that I had left over from a previous experiment, and I also used again some of the flamingo pink directions and a ton of conditioner. I was actually able to pretty much replicate the awkward peach colour that came out of the Bleach London bottle. Now, whilst I'm here sat developing, a few things to note. Now, when you look online, the Bleach London bottles look about this big. They're not. They're about this big. They are very hard to get. Oh dear, did I just do that on camera? They're very hard to get out, so you have to. I'm doing it again. There's just no way to describe it. You have to shake the bottle quite a lot to try and get all the colour out, so there's always a bit left in the bottom. And also because, I mean, I diluted mine a little bit with a little bit of conditioner in the first batch of colour that you saw me mix up, but I can see why you would end up spending a fortune on colour. Now, with the second mixture that I mixed up, which I had to just do in the bathroom whilst I was mid-dye everywhere, and I've still got slightly pinky hands, I was able to use the tiniest fraction of the flame directions and an even teeny bit of the pink, and mixed it with quite a lot of conditioner. So if you, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you want to replicate this, I would actually bypass the Bleach London altogether, to be perfectly honest, and go for the flame and add a little bit of pink to it until you've got the right colour. The only thing I would say is probably the Bleach London dye is only a £5, so I would probably go and buy the colour if you like the awkward peach colour, because it actually is a really good colour mix, and directions don't do something straight out of the tub like it. But I would always advocate buying a deeper shade of the colour that you want and diluting it down, because it's much more economical, it goes a lot further. If you're not experienced with colour mixing, or you don't want to risk it for a biscuit, then just go and buy it out of the bottle. Don't listen to me, don't listen to anything I've said, and just follow instructions. But if you're up for a bit of experiment like me, and you're not too fussed what the kind of outcome is going to be like, then go and buy a couple of the directions colours and try and mix it to match the awkward peach bleach colour. But that would mean buying the awkward peach bleach colour first to match it. Now obviously I mixed my awkward peach bleach London, there's a lot of peach bleach, I obviously mixed mine with the pink to try and get more of a rose gold rather than just the peach colour. So I was experimenting anyway, so you know, it doesn't really matter for me. I'm kind of rambling now, I'm just waiting for this to dry. Anyway, so you can see the colour that it's gone. It's pretty spot on to what I'm hoping for, and usually with my experiments with colour, they never go right. I just kind of hope for the best and stick it on. But this is actually looking like the dusky rose gold colour that I'm after. So fingers crossed, I'm going to leave this on. It's been on about 5-10 minutes. I'm probably going to try and leave it on for about another half an hour just to make sure the colour really takes. That's the other thing with pastel colours. The longer that you can leave it on for, the deeper set the colour seems to be. It doesn't go any darker because it will only ever go to the shade obviously that you've mixed up, but it just seems to last longer if you can leave it on longer. So I'm going to go and leave this to develop, let it dry. Pretty much for the whole of this is my chin been cut off. So here's the final result, and as you can see, it's pretty much spot on what I wanted. It is a rose gold colour. It has gone a bit more of a dusky pink. I guess that's because it was, as I expected, the ashy tones underneath and where it was a bit green on top. So there's still some purpley shades as well through where it was a bit more blue underneath. The other thing that I did whilst I was in the shower, I could see that it was still a little bit purpley pink rather than the sort of orangey pink that I wanted. I added a bit more flame directions through the bits that are a bit more purple. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found the tutorial helpful. Rose gold hair is going to be a top trend for 2015, so go get your hair dye, get mixing, get dyeing. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!